Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make the newest internet trend. We're going to be making a fault line cake. So to get started, you're going to need to bake some cakes in some different sized tins. So I have got two 6-inch tins and one 4-inch tin. And basically you're just going to distribute your batter fairly evenly between each tin, so each layer is relatively even. It doesn't matter too much that you want them to be mostly even. If you want the quantities that I use for this recipe, you can check the description box below, and you can find the recipe by clicking on the I in the corner now. You just want to spread them out with a spoon just so they're fairly even, then they're going to bake at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes. Once they come out, you're going to level the tops off. Now I like to just use a serrated knife, just go around the outside and slowly go in towards the centre. If you want, you can use cake leveler or whatever technique you like to use. Then I'm going to simple syrup these cakes. This is just 1 pot sugar, 1 pot water, boiled and cooled, and you're just going to drizzle that over the top. I've got mine in a bottle which I've poked a hole in the top, just makes it easier. And you're going to repeat that for all 3 of your cakes. To decorate, I've got a non-slip mat, and I'm going to place that underneath my cake board. And we're going to start off by adding a little pat of buttercream, followed by our first layer of cake and another dollop of buttercream. Then using your spatula, you're just going to gently spread that out towards the edge, making sure not to drag up too many crumbs from that layer. Add on your next layer of cake, and then we're going to need to dowel this cake because we're going to have overhang. So I'm taking just a lollipop stick, it's quite a thin one, but that's alright. You're going to place that into the cake, and then you're going to use an edible food marker to mark out the level where it comes up to the cake, and then use that mark to make the mark on all 3 of your lollipop sticks. Chop those to size and insert them back into the cake. Now I cut them with a little bit sticking out of the top, so that means I can apply a coat of buttercream on top, and they'll be the perfect level. Then I'm going to give this whole cake sort of a rough crumb coat, so you're just spreading a thin layer of buttercream around the outside just to trap in all of those crumbs. This doesn't have to be perfect at all, and it will look really strange, but when we get our final layer and all our chocolates on, it'll look amazing. So smooth that off using your spatula. And then we're going to add on our cake board. So this is a 6-inch thin cake board, and you're going to press that on, and then just make sure it's lined up with just something straight. Add a little bit of buttercream on top of that, and then your another 6-inch layer. Now I actually decided to take this off because I thought it would be a lot easier to ice when it's not on the cake, because when it's on the cake it could be a bit wobbly. So take it off the cake, or don't put it on the cake in the first place, and just cover that in buttercream. Now if you've not put it on the cake, it'll be easier to do it on the turntable. I didn't, because I had buttercream on the underneath of my board and I didn't want to make a mess. Then you're going to pop that onto your 6-inch layer, and then you want to put that whole thing in the fridge to chill up and firm. While we're doing that, we can get our chocolate. So I've got some crunchy bites, some Reese's peanut butter cups, some Maltesers, some like Oreo bites which I've cut in half, and a few Magic Stars and some M&Ms. Now we're going to take a piping bag filled with some chocolate buttercream, and we're going to pipe buttercream all the way over this cake. And then we're going to spread that out with your spatula. Now you want to be quite gentle because it is quite a bit of a wobbly cake. If you just go gently around and just smooth it out. This doesn't need to be perfect at all yet. We just want to get a base layer on so we can stick on all of that chocolate. So once we've got our layer of buttercream on, we can start sticking on all those chocolates. So you just want to take your time and make sure you've filled up every single gap, and make sure there's a variety of chocolates in every space. Once all your chocolates are in place, you can take more of that buttercream and pipe some more rings around the cake. Now, you don't want to make this too thin because then it won't smooth onto the cake properly, and you don't want to make it too thick because otherwise your fault line is going to be way too small, and you won't be able to see any of those chocolates. So you want to find the middle ground where it's not too thick, not too thin, and then we're just going to spread that out with the spatula first, and then go in with our cake smoother and smooth that out. If you've got any bits of cake board showing through like that, just add some more buttercream. In hindsight, I probably would have used a slightly smaller than 6-inch cake board, just so it hides in that buttercream. Now I actually chose to keep that ridge on the top because I thought it added into the fault line sort of theme. We're going to chuck on all those leftover chocolates on top, so make sure you save quite a few from the top. Just pile them on nice and high, and because that buttercream is still wet, they should just stick perfectly fine. Now to zhuzh this cake up a bit and make it look proper fancy, we're going to make a gold paste. That's just some gold lustre dust, and then I've got some clear vodka. This is food safe vodka, and you're just going to mix that through with the gold, and it's going to make a really nice paint. Now don't worry about the vodka being alcoholic because the vodka evaporates and just leaves a colour on the cake. That's why we use it. And we're just going to paint a line of that food colouring paint along our fault lines. Now it does help if you put the cake in the fridge for about 10-15 minutes just so that buttercream firms up a bit. You're also going to paint the top of the fault line, And then I also painted the top ridge around where that chocolate is. And this gold really brings the cake to life. It makes the fault line stand out from the chocolate, so it really kind of is a necessary step, otherwise it also just blends into one another. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have loved this video. If you have, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe if you want, and then you'll never miss any more of my videos. You can click here to see my last video, and here to see a video randomly selected by YouTube for you.
Find the boy, settle down.